Okay. Hi guys. Today we are going to see the brachial plexus. We're going to study it nicely. So let's start with the brachial plexus. So brachial plexus is basic is a group of nerves which is supplying to the upper limb. Okay. Now let's see the definition. It is a plexus of nerves. Okay. It's a group of nerves which passes from the neck to the axilla. Okay. From the neck. Okay. In this picture also you can see, I guess. This is the neck. Okay, from the neck to the axilla. We have this axilla here, okay? And supply sensory and motor nerves to the upper limb. Okay, it could be it's supplying to the upper limb. It could be sensory or motor, any. All right. Then we have the origin. I hope you know what is ventral drumming. So it's coming from the ventral drumming of C5, 6, 7, 8, and T1. All right. And origin may be shifted to upwards or downwards. If it's shifted to upwards, it's prefixed phalanx. So that means starting earlier. That is C4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and T1. Okay. This is how it is. You see this is cervical area with C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. Although T2 is not seen here. Okay. So if it's post-fixed plexus started later, so that means starting later, it's going downwards. So it's going downwards, it's C5, C5, C6, C7, C8, T1, and T2. T2 must be somewhere here, somewhere here. We can't see it. It's not seen here, but yeah, it's there. So you can remember it like this. If C4 is there, so it's like that. If C5 is there, like if C4 is going, so one has to add up here, which is two. Just a remembering trick. Just a remembering trick. Nothing else. It's not a concept or anything. Then we have stages. It has like 5 stages, which is root. You can see the roots. And from roots, it's coming out the trunks. The trunks are here. There's lower trunk and upper trunk and middle trunk. Then the trunk is getting divided into the anterior division, posterior division, posterior anterior division again. And then the divisions are getting divided to the lateral cord, posterior cord, medial cord. All right. Like here we can see, you can see these are the trunks. Okay, these are the roots. Then roots are giving us the trunks, the superior trunk, medial trunk, and inferior trunk. And then the trunks are giving us the divisions. These are the divisions. You can see these three things as the divisions. Then the divisions is giving us the lateral cords, posterior cords, and the medial cords. And then the cords are getting divided into this. Then the cords are getting divided into the nerves, like the branches of the nerves. Okay, so that's how it is. Now, something more we need to see here is okay. Something we need to see is yeah. So next, let's move to the next slide. Okay, now we have the relations of trunks and roots represented. So first we have the roots and trunks. So let's look into the roots. So these are the roots here, okay, and the trunks coming out lies in the posterior triangle of the neck, posterior triangle of the neck, between the thalamus. Thalamus is here, you can see this is the thalamus, and thalamus anteriorly, okay, like you can see the roots are coming from here to thalamus, and the medius muscle, okay, which all going to be above the calyx. Okay, calyx is here, so it's all going to be the above um, the trunks and the roots. Now we have the divisions. Okay. 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 Now one trick we have is you can actually write it down here to remember it, which is R 5T. I'm so sorry. I'm very slow in writing like this. So I'm actually trying to write it neat. So it's taking quite longer. Bear with me. C3 and then B5. Okay. I know itself is hard to remember this, but this is a trick to remember these. Okay. So the roots are five. Okay. Then it is divided into three trunks. Then trunks is divided into six divisions. Okay. And then the chords are divided into three, and then chords are getting divided into five branches. So this is how you can try to remember it. Then yeah, so division. We were in the division. So divisions lie behind the calyx in the cervico axillary canal. We can see here, okay, the calyx is here and the cervical axillary canal is here, and the apex of the axilla must be here only. Okay, it must be here, yeah. Yeah, it must be here. So that's it. You can actually take it as division as you can take division as the apex of axilla, because even the apex of axilla has the cervical canal, so it lies between somewhere here. So that's how we have the division, and the roots and trunks are all above that pelvis. And okay, then we have cords and branches. The cords and branches are related to the axillary artery in the axilla and in the gut. So it's here and the axillary artery is here. Okay, it's not mentioned here. The axillary artery is not mentioned here, but yeah. Okay. So uh, it's related to the axillary artery, the axilla, and below the pelvis. That's how it is. So now you can know the roots and the trunk is above the pelvis. Okay. The divisions are behind the pelvis, and the cords and the branches are below the pelvis. So that's how you can know it. Now we have formation of brachial plexus. So the roots are getting united together to form the trunks, which we already saw, which is C5 and C6 get united to form the upper trunk. Okay. Then form the upper trunk, and then C7 alone form the middle trunk. Okay. All right. So that's what happening. Unite to form the lower trunk. Okay. And the yeah, the forms the middle. Okay. C7 alone is making the own trunk, and then form the middle trunk. Middle trunk is getting formed by C8 and T1 unite to form the lower trunk. So you can try to remember it like this, okay? That the upper trunk is made up of 5, 6, okay? And the middle is just 7. And then the lower again gonna take 2, which what is left then? After 7, what is left? 8 and 1, okay? T1. So that's how you can understand the roots and try to remember them. Then we have the division. Each trunk divides into the anterior division and the posterior division. Okay, so that's what. So they have every tongue has their two divisions. What first one gonna be anterior, the second one gonna be the posterior, and then again the middle tongue gonna have one anterior and again posterior, and then lower tongue gonna have the posterior division, then the anterior. Okay, so there's this thing that divisions are all like anterior, posterior, but the lower tongue it's gonna be the posterior first, then the anterior next. Otherwise, in the first one, in the upper tongue and in the middle tongue, it's like in the sequence of anterior division first, then this posterior division. But in the lower trunk, what we see is the posterior division is first and the anterior division is the next. That is something you need to remember. Okay, now we have the chords. The anterior division of the upper and the middle tongue unite to form the lateral chords. All right, all to form the lateral chord and it's giving C5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's what lateral C5, 6, 7. Okay, the anterior division of the of the lower tongue forms the. I would recommend you to look into that trigram which was in the previous slide. So if you can move it because I cannot move it right here. But if you can look back there and actually see it. So it will be easier for you to understand that. Okay, the anterior, although you can understand like this was. So the anterior division of the lower tongue forms the medial cord. Okay, so now we have the anterior division of the lower tongue forming the medial cord. Okay, okay. So there's this thing. Okay, that the medial cord is only getting division from the anterior division. Okay, it's only getting divided by the anterior division. I mean, it's only getting a form because of the anterior division. So that's a thing to know. Otherwise, if you see that the lateral cord was being made by, yeah, coming out of the division of anterior and then the anterior division of the upper and the medial tongue. Okay, the both the tongues making it the lateral cord. But if we see the medial cord is just coming out of the lower tongue. Okay, lower chunk of the anterior division because the posterior and then the posterior division. Now the posterior division of the three tongues unite. Okay, the upper tongue, the middle tongue, and the lower tongue. They all the posterior forms of it getting united and making the posterior cord, which is C5, 6, 7, 8, and T1. Okay, I find these things to remember is kind of harder. Otherwise, understanding is not that difficult. Okay, so we saw that. But it's not even that hard. Now we have branches of brachial plexus. So branches of the let's see the branches of roots. So the muscular branch to scalene muscle. Okay, sorry, scalene. So yeah. So the yeah. Sorry, scalene is here. Yeah. So the branches of roots is the first one we have is muscular branch to scalene. muscle and the longest colli muscle in the neck. All right. I don't get this here. I don't get this. Okay. So we have branches of brachial plexus. Okay. So in A part, we can see the branches of the root, and then B, we will see the branches of trunk, then C, we will see the branches of cords, and later and later. Okay. So the branches of roots is C5, 6, 7, 8. So they all gonna give muscular, this gonna give, supply to the muscular branch to scalene muscles and longer scalene, which is in the neck area. I guess in previous we saw this muscle and this also. If you could see that, you can go back and actually see it. Then C5 gonna give supply to this nerve, phrenic nerve. Okay, phrenic nerve. Then we have this C5 again, which is gonna give supply to dorsal scapular nerve, or which is dorsal scapular nerve, which also goes to nerve to rhomboid. Okay, which also goes to. Okay, so why we are saying nerve to rhomboid, because it's basically this dorsal scapular nerve basically supplies to rhomboid muscles like rhomboid major, rhomboid minor, or levator scapula also. So these three muscles actually supplies. So that's why they're saying now to rhomboid. So again C5 and here on C5. Now we have C5, 6, 7. Okay. This is actually, these roots are actually giving supply to long thoracic nerve, which is a very important nerve, usually asked, linking to the wing scapula, which nerve injury causes the winged scapula. So that is long thoracic nerve. Okay. Or nerve to serratus anterior, because it gives supplies to serratus anterior muscle. All right. Okay. Now we have branches of the cords. So the branches of the lateral cord is C5, 6, 7, 3. Okay. So lateral factorial nerve is going to be there. Lateral root of medial nerve, musculature, musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, these three nerves are going to be there. Now we have branches of medial cord, which is leads C8 and T1. By the way, you all have to remember these nerves. There's no shortcut to this. So you actually have to learn this, because this is the main content on this, and in exam usually they will ask what leads. So branches of the medial cord, medial bacterial nerve, medial root of the medial nerve. Okay, it can be the lateral bacterial nerve to remember this for the discrepancy. So by this you can actually just remember this, just put the medial and medial posterior nerve, then the same. This was the medial root of the medial nerve, then cutaneous nerve. So you can just add a medial cutaneous nerve of arm and medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. Then the extra content you have here is ulnar nerve. Okay, that's it. Okay. So the branches of posterior cord is C. 5, 6, 7, 8, and T1. So to the C5 and 6, the upper scapular, subscapular nerve is supplying. Then we have thoradorsal nerve, which nerve is being supplied, like supplying the latissimus dorsi muscle. Okay, do not get confused and yeah, wait. Do not get confused in thoradorsal nerve because we also had previously the long thoracic nerve, and then we also had dorsal scapular nerve. So you might get confused, especially in dorsal scapular nerve, you can get confused. So the dorsal scapular nerve was in the branches of the roots, which was serving to the rhomboids, and long thoracic nerve was serving to the serratus anterior. Of branches and the roots only. But this is different. This is thoracodorsal nerve, and this nerve is supplying to latissimus dorsi, C6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have dorsally we have two nerves. Okay, and thoro we have two nerves, two. Now, so do not get confused with that because they might ask MCQs from this and the nerves which look similar so that the person can get confused. So, okay, you can remember this like this, thoracodorsal nerve. So, dorsi is here in the last and dorsal is here in the last. So, this is applying to latissimus dorsi and thoracodorsal nerve. Okay. Then, as we had the upper subscapular nerve, now we have lower subscapular nerve, and there's also C5 and 6. Then we have axillary nerve, circumflex nerve, okay, which is also C5 and 6. Then we have the radial nerve. Now these medial cord. Now in the posterior cord we have radial nerve, which has some different uh, C5, 6, 7, 8, and T1. Okay, so it has some different sequence which you need to remember. Although these three are all same, but this is C6, 7, 8. So you can actually kind of remember this because this is kind of longer. So this all are quite similar in spelling than the space. But if you see it's like being take the muscle part too, so it's C part, so it has some different sequence. You can, I mean, find it like that if in case you want to remember it. You're finding it hard to remember. So C6, 7, 8, and it has like all C5, 6, 7, 8, and T1. So that's all. We can also see it here. Okay, so yeah, that's what you can see the posture cord. Mhm. So that's all with the brachial plexus. It's all over. I hope we could get better at this. So yeah, thank you.